Alright, so today I'm here to talk about athletes receiving living stipends from a university or in general. I know there's a lot of scrutiny for athletes being paid to play, but this is obviously very different for the simple fact that athletes do not have the time as a regular student would, to obtain a job so they can have a source of income. On top of that, there needs to be parameters put in place for athletes, such as, you maintain a certain grade point average, or you fill out class, what's it called? You would take classes for things such as financial literacy to teach responsibility. And two, you can also see the benefits with how the athletes are progressing with the living stipends, just to see how beneficial it is for them. So, as far as the time and commitment piece goes to an athlete in their sports, everybody in here is an athlete, so they understand the time it takes and how much time you have to put in to become a good athlete. But what people also don't recognize is that with that, you're working out 2 or 3 times a day. You have practice that go for hours on end, and after that, you're exhausted, you don't want to do anything else. So that's the first piece, and that's not even including traveling. Traveling, you gotta go, especially when you're in season, you gotta travel to different schools to compete, you got tournaments and things such as that. So you're taken away from your place of living or the university so that you can go do what you're paid to do for the university. And that's why I feel a living stipend will be beneficial, because even though you don't work an actual job, you are still working harder than others, and you aren't really getting something out of it. So with having a living stipend, there needs to be some rules and guidelines put in place for this, right? Yeah. So students should, or not students, but athletes should do something like a financial literacy course to teach them the value of money, because a freshman coming into college, they get this money, they'll probably go blow it on some uses like some clothes or shoes, and not really put it to food or anything of value. At the end of the month, they probably won't even have money by 2 weeks into the month.
Right.
So, just giving them courses or some guidelines or some rules to helping them, get over the hump and learn how to manage money. Another thing could be, and this could be a personal thing through the team or the university, where athletes maintain a certain GPA, or they have a required amount of hours of class or semester hours for courses that they have to keep or have to enter to be considered a value, or considered a candidate for having this living stipend. So with the rules and guidelines for that, then comes the actual benefits of having the living stipend, if you even make it that far. So, of course, like I mentioned earlier, it's pretty much, a living stipend pretty much gives a player the ability to, live. So with the living stipend, which it wouldn't be anything too crazy, range for maybe $250 to $1,000, something, small they can just focus on one aspect. And with this, maybe an athlete doesn't want to spend their money on clothes, shoes, stuff like that. Maybe they want to put it towards buying healthier foods or whole foods for, the trip there, so they can be more prepared. Or if not food, then maybe just using it as a means to take care of everyday life. Anything can happen when you're off at school, away from your parents. So the immediate source of money that your parents will have, or that they will give you to take care of things, you might need to use a living stipend for. So it's pretty much a safety net, if you will. So I am in favor of giving living stipends to athletes, because it gives them it makes them feel as though they're normal per se. You know, you go to school, you work hard, but you don't really get money for it. But that's in the real world, you go to work, you go play your sport, and they pay you to do that. So why not make it the same for college? Why not let these athletes be able to live and not have to worry about, oh, well, will I have bread to do this, to hang out with my friends, or this might cost too much? There you go.